All right, Peter. So ran through an awful lot there for the first lesson because we kind of wanted to condense things a little bit. So what I'm going to do first is just go through the chord shapes and then just some of the other little details that we went through. So when it comes to housekeeping, just kind of general good practice, couple of things. So we'll go with E minor first, right? So that's first finger behind the second fret on the A string, that's the fifth string up, then your middle finger, second finger, also second fret on the fourth string up. Okay, so first of all, always for the basic ones anyway, you know, later on there are exceptions to this, but none for the basic ones, is you want to get it right, if you can see the mark on my finger there, right on the very tip of your finger, okay? So your finger should be, this last inch of your finger here should be pretty much perpendicular to the fretboard. It doesn't have to be exact, but that's kind of the ideal position. Another thing is always get your fingers as close to the fret as you can. So obviously the first finger here can't quite get right up there, but you know, you won't always be able to get up right to the fret, but as close as you can. And just give it a good bit of a squeeze, particularly if you can't get it right up there, because you will need extra, if you're back here holding the note down, you need extra pressure to get it clean. Okay, so E minor. Next one was G. So to get from E minor to G, and remember, it's all about going from one chord to the next chord. That's where the practice comes in. So middle finger comes away for a second, then that gives your first finger to scooch up right to the fret. Third fret on the sixth string is your middle finger, and then your third finger, third fret on the first string, okay? Oh, and that's another thing as well, by the way. Try playing them every now and then just to check one string at a time. So you might get, you know, when you strum it, sounds fine, but, right? So see there, because my middle finger is kind of lying down, it's not straighten up. So if I just angle it up the way, like that a little bit, there it is, right? Okay, next chord then, A minor. So that's first finger, first fret on the second string, then middle finger, well, you're with this kind of a shape of chord, you're better off to kind of see these as a pair of fingers that go both up a fret and on the next two strings up. So third finger on the third string, second finger on the fourth string. And in this one, A minor, like most of the basic ones, you don't, get a bit of a wobble there, you don't include the sixth string. So for now, if you want to just avoid it with your right hand, that's fine. But it's not, but that's, when you're actually strumming, that's not ideal. Really what you want to do is get the thumb on there, mute it like that. Make sure you don't wrap it around to where you get an actual note. You want to just dull the string, deaden it. So there's A minor. C then. So from A minor, well, we'll do what C is just by itself first. So first finger, first fret on the second string again. So we're skipping the G string, third string, going on to the fourth string, second fret, and then third fret, third finger on the fifth string up. Now, again, this it's not just important that you get your fingers up to the fret for holding down the notes, but to be able to reach up to the third fret like that. So make sure your first finger is right up to it. Same with the second, ideally. So then that way the third can at least get up about this far, if not all the way up there. And again, same thing. Now with C, you don't really need the thumb to get rid of the sixth string. You can use it if you want, but all you really need is for your third finger there to be holding the A string down to get a note, and then see the way it's just touching there. So that's all you need there for C. Then we also included E major, which I wouldn't normally include with it because E major doesn't really go with the chords we've just done. In terms of key, we'll get into that in a little while, but we threw it in anyway because it's basically the same as A minor, only the whole thing is up a string. So there's E major. Okay, so there's 5 chords. I'd leave when you're going between chords, throw the E major in there every now and then, but the other 4 they tend to kind of just go together a little bit better. So just fire those around. You know, take E minor and G, and then just back and forward on those. Then A minor and C, back and forward on those. Then you could take E minor, G, A minor, and C. And over and over like that again. So with strumming then, so we did a basic one first, and we were talking about how the way to strum really is to move your hand down, up, down, up, down, up constantly at a certain speed, you know, whatever speed the song happens to be. And you make the pattern by just selectively skipping certain strokes, right? So if I'm going 1, 2, 3, and 4, if that's my pattern, let's say, what I'm doing is I'm going down, skipping the up, right? I'm moving up, but I'm just not hitting it on the way until the last one, or the second last one. 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? But you see the way, what I'm not doing is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, that's wrong because it's not steady, it's not regular motion, and you need that for to maintain a good rhythm. So then finally we did the Calypso pattern, which is pretty tricky, and again, this is not what I would consider day one kind of stuff, but since we're going to want to condense things in a little bit, we'll throw it in anyway, and you've got plenty of time to sort through it anyway. And so I'll just use the E minor chord for this one. So what you're doing here is you're going down, down, up. So down, skipping the up, down, up, going right back down again, and this is the tricky bit. Going down on that third beat without hitting it, and then going up, down, up. So then you're back at the top ready to go down for the next one. So it's down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So I'll count in and we'll do that again. And I'll call it out as we're going. So once you get it at that speed, then just speed it up nice and gradually. So 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, 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 down, up. Okay. Now you had a capo as well, so and we were talking about how to know what the capo turns a chord into when you bring it up. So for example, if I gave you the chromatic scale there, so if you're taking an E minor up to the 3rd fret, let's say, what does that give you? So with no capo at all, it's E. There's no E sharp and B sharp. That's all you need to remember. A to G, they all have sharps, no E sharp and no B sharp. So when you've got no capo at all, it's E, no E sharp, so F, F sharp, G. So if you play that E minor chord up here, what you get is a G minor. But really, you don't need to worry about that. You don't need to just put the capo, for now, just put the capo wherever you like and play the shapes and see what kind of different sounds you can get. You can throw it up on the 7th fret and you've got E minor, which is really B minor now, but let's just call it E minor anyway. So E minor, G, A minor, C. For now, just consider the capo a bit of fun and just to give the guitar a different voice, right? That's really all you wanted for now. So there's the strumming, and one more little detail was just to say, as you pointed out, you don't always need to hit all the strings every time you strum. So for example, so instead of going, you could maybe go. So I'm hitting the bass, the first, the take is 3 strings here, and I'm just flicking the lighter ones as well. So you can just do that as you feel like it. Right, so that's plenty for this video anyway. So have a look through that. Any questions, just give us a shout. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.